Sitting here having a good time, just having a good day, so I'ma sit back and enjoy. Good time vibe, baby.
All right, welcome back to For the Artist. Today with me is Ty. Ty is an artist in Chicago. What's up, Ty?
What's happening, man?
So far, so good. So where did this love for art start or begin?
I mean, that since forever, man. Basically, like you could look back because when I was a shorty, It was three things I wanted to do, man. I wanted to study space. I wanted to fly airplanes.
Okay.
I wanted to make cartoons.
Okay.
And I mean, just so happened that cartoons seemed to be the easiest process for me to figure out. Basically, since I've been drawing like this since I was like in second grade, basically in school and all that stuff. My bad. Like just like cartoons, you got Lion Kings, you got your Tarzans, you got all the stuff that we grew up on when we were shorties, the 2D stuff. That's the stuff that I always wanted to do, man. Tarzan came out, Tarzan changed everything for me. Like, I started skateboarding because of Tarzan.
Wow.
I started drawing harder because of Tarzan. Like I said, I just sat down, Lion King and all that stuff, just looking at that stuff, putting it down. I'd be in school, like I said, and I was actually a decent kid. I was actually good in school. But as soon as my schoolwork done, I'm drawing. And it got to the point where my teachers called moms like, your son is always in class drawing, and I've been taking his pencils and all that stuff away because he don't need to be doing that. But my mom see I got good grades, so obviously I'm not doing this while I'm supposed to be doing my homework. My homework is done.
Right.
But I'm flipping it over and I'm drawing on the back. So my mom called a teacher like, well, you can't make him not do that because if his stuff is done and that's what he want to do when his stuff is done, he could be doing a lot worse.
Exactly.
So let him do that.
Wow.
And it's done grew to this, man.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, so when we were talking a little bit earlier, you were telling me about one of your favorite comic books. What was that about?
Man, Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
Man. And it's a piece over here dedicated to that one. Yeah, man. But it's a comic book basically. It's a little series. It started in a newspaper and all of that stuff, but it ended up growing into such a thing where they put a bunch of the strips into books, and then they just made the strips for books. And I got one of them in my book bag right now too, man. It's like I learned a lot of stuff. And when I was a kid, it was cool because it's about this little boy, little bad little kid, kind of like myself at the time, with a crazy imagination. He had a stuffed animal, and his imagination just projected the stuffed animal, the tiger, into a real tiger.
Right.
So like he was like I said, doing little boy stuff, terrorizing a girl in the neighborhood, or not wanting to eat vegetables and stuff like that. So going on this crazy vivid adventure about not eating the vegetables.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he's just a kid with a stuffed animal, and it's like when I was a kid, that was cool because everybody got that imagination. But now that I'm older, I could read it, and you see all of these life lessons that it was teaching me while it was instilling this passion to draw, while it was making me into a productive young person, basically, is what it ended up doing. So that definitely helped me in my whole journey as in wanting to be an artist.
Okay. So when you were a kid, that was definitely one of the things you loved to draw.
Yeah, I'm easily. And I mean, really to this day, it's one of the only books that I done read completely like thoroughly, and then the series of them, because it's like I said, it was cool, but at the same time, it taught me a lot.
Okay, that's what's up. So what is your favorite thing to draw now that you're older? Like, what is that? Like, do you like drawing planes? Like drawing characters specifically, or landscape?
Usually, so like since I my whole, like I said, my dream was to be a cartoonist at some point. So the majority of my stuff is usually something from real life that I flip into a cartoon.
Right.
Or just sitting, because I'm a firm believer in shapes and just using shapes to create. So it's like I'll sit here and I'll draw a couple shapes and any type of array, and then just make it into a character, into some type of cartoon character. Because like I said, it's one of the easiest process to use, and at the same time, it usually get me to something pretty decent. That's how, like I was saying, when I work over at the House of Blues, I'm just draw a couple shapes on a paper. Sometimes it end up being a little stuff on a little paper, something decent.
That's pretty nice. And is there anything specific that inspires you to do this? or?
I mean, just a simple fact that I feel like, I mean, people tell you like God give you these gifts and you're not supposed to waste these gifts and stuff like that. And it's like, if the one thing that's been consistent over me from a shorty up until now is the fact that I could draw, it's something for it. It's something to that. Right. So any moment, any couple minutes that I get now, I'm making sure that I'm drawing because, like people say, people waste God gifts, and it's like I don't plan on doing that. Especially since I know, and like I said, my mama done fought for me to be able to do this and keep doing this. So maybe one day it'll be something that my mama could benefit from, or I could benefit from because she didn't let me stop doing that when I was a shorty.
Okay, so your mother do support you with drawing?
For sure, completely and always.
So what's your next step with, as far as with your art career?
Well, I'm supposed to be moving out to Cali at the beginning of June. Okay. I got an uncle that lives out there, and he been trying to get me to go out there for a while, but I done tried to get up in a couple galleries and stuff out here in the city, and I have had one show, and I was able to do another show, but I ended up having to work, so I couldn't make that one, basically. But that's 2 of them since I've been out of school, since doing shows for school. So that's one independent show, basically. Right. And that's not, I mean, if I'm going to do this for my life, I can't do one show in 2 years, basically. Yeah. So it's like, I got to move out there to Cali because I know I got an uncle, like I said, stays out there, and I got a couple homies that are back and forth from out there and have friends out there. And they tell me, like, just like how we sitting here having this conversation, I can know you at a party. We can have a couple drinks at a party. Then we're going to exchange information or whatever. And 2 weeks from now, I could be hanging at your homie gallery just because you know somebody that got a gallery. So it's like, it's stupid for me to stay. I mean, I love Chicago. I'm from here, but it's not smart for me to stay here in this place where I could barely get up when I could go out there and meet some friends at a little fiesta. And all of a sudden, I'm hanging at the homie gallery, and I got a name buzzing, you know.
That's what's up. Last question: what do you see yourself in the next 3 years?
Cali living, man. Possibly even, cause like I said, it's dudes my age and a little bit older that got their own spots out there. That's using their spots to let the homies hang in. Exactly. So I'm trying to be the homie that got the spot that the homies could come hang in. Right. Basically, I got a couple dudes still in the city that's drawing. My close friend Tej, y'all know him. Like, he does the graphic design part, and I put him onto the show that we supposed to do a couple Saturdays ago. That he ended up doing that I couldn't do. He sold all his pieces. That's what's up. So it's like, I mean, we got stuff that people want, and as long as I got some 4 walls where we can put it up so somebody can see it, we gonna sell it. Okay. It's just a matter of when. Right. And them 3 years, I feel like them 3 years, that's plenty of time. Exactly. All right, that's what's up. Thank you for coming through, okay? I appreciate y'all, man. Right. Like I said, this is a good look for me just as much as it is for y'all. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be back with the next artist For the Artist.
Welcome back to For the Artist. I'm Candace, and sitting next to me is Ilias.
What's up? What's up?
So Ella, what's up? How you been?
I've been good. I've been feeling well, trying to get this music done. What's up?
So, tell the people how you got started rapping.
Well, I started rapping like about 3 years ago now. My friend Corey, aka Baybro from Flint, Michigan, he put me in the booth, took me to the jungle. He was like, man, if you can spit, you might as well get on the mic. So that's what happened, and then from that day forth, I started actually doing it. Biggest inspirations is my older brother, and then underground hip-hop artists throughout the years I've been listening to since like 2003, you know. So that's what got me actually into loving hip-hop and having a passion for it. So
okay. So for the people that don't know, you said the Jungle. That's a studio here in Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's a studio. They working towards actually being a music group. Hopefully one day that can actually get
So is that
going.
where you record most of your work at?
Yeah.
So you never did the home studio thing, or you always had it?
Yeah, I always did. You know what? It started like, I would do like home studio stuff for like friends. They'd have me jump on their tracks, but I never took it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that I wrote wasn't anything that I would really care for. Yeah. Like now, still do, you know, whenever I do need to get something out, you know, I go to a friend crib and record something real quick, you know. But the Jungle, you know, it's kind of turned into a home studio for me. Okay. So it's like, you know, I go there and I feel as comfortable as I would if I had like my, you know, kitchen and bed in the next room. So, you know.
So you just came back, well, not recently, but last month or so?
Yeah, last month I did.
You just came back from
Vienna, Austria.
Vienna. So how was that experience? Like, what was it like?
It was eye-opening. It was very eye-opening. It gives you a sense of how you know, music is perceived around the world, regardless if I speak this language. Somebody from a different country may still feel the beat, feel the voice that I'm rapping with, and if they do actually translate the words, and then, you know, it's a universal understanding. It's also eye-opening just to see how people actually, you know, think about you versus back home. You know, they don't see you as who you are to your friends and your family. They just see you as a person that makes quality music and that they actually can rock with.
So you plan on going back anytime soon?
I'm hoping,
Hope
yeah,
to.
you know, praying that I go back. I hope I get to do a show in Istanbul, Turkey, because that's where the majority of my fans are overseas at. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you think it's harder to get on here in Chicago or the U.S. or is it to get that attention?
you know what? I feel like it's eye opening. Like I said, when I went across seas, I got to see things. Honestly, I feel it's the same for anybody almost.
Exactly.
If you don't have the connections, if you don't have like a certain cosign, you would probably be in the same position you started off in. You know, now if your music is discovered and it's good quality and people actually truly genuine like it, yeah, you go get your buzz growing up. You know, but it's like you need somebody. Like I feel like, you know, collabing with Sagopa and Kalera, the Turkish MCs, they actually, you know, helped my buzz blow up. You know, I didn't get to Vienna from my buzz in Chicago. You know, it was just somebody saw my talent. You know, they just happened to also have, you know, they fan base that actually followed me and trickled over to me, and it helped me out. You know, so.
Okay, so are you working on any upcoming projects right now?
Personally, not right now. I want to do something. When I do get a project going, I don't really want to do a mixtape. I do want to do an EP or album. If I do an album or EP, I want it to make sure it's legit. And if I release it, I want to release it in a special way, not just simply over like SoundCloud or DatPiff or anything. It's a way I want to do it. So I'm strategizing certain things.
So you did just drop a video. It was like your 16 from a song Icing, I believe that's the name of it.
Yeah.
So that's the song you featured on.
That's the song that I featured on.
You just put out your verse.
And the reason I put out my first verse is because I knew for a simple fact that if I shared the song in America, not many people were actually gonna mess with the song because you gotta go through the first verse. Not everybody. It's not a lot of Turkish people, and not everybody that follow me in Chicago know Turkish, so they're probably not gonna sit through the actual song. And I really would not want them to skip the song itself, you know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of, I feel like, you know, that's kind of disrespect the art. But in a sense, I felt like I'm gonna just do a quick visual for the people that probably didn't hear my verse or get a chance to actually listen to it. So it actually got good feedback. I attacked that song more poetically than just spitting. Like, you know, it's not your typical easy, you know, storyline song. It's more poetic, metaphoric in a sense.
So do you plan on capitalizing off this, I guess, this newfound fan base that you have? So you said you're not dropping a mixtape, but you're working on an EP. But will you put out your own single and try to promote it there, since that's where your biggest fan base is, to try to
most
get a buzz here too?
Most definitely. Right now, I'm gearing up to actually work on my next video for a track called Sound Waves, which is produced by my boy Gil from Flint. Well, he's Grand Rapids actually now, but he's from Milwaukee. Me and him started Faceless Giants. That's our look collabo group. Him, my guy Bay Bro, Prophecy. We've been doing that, but we also doing our own thing. But we're dropping that video. I got a campaign going with it. I got my friends from Revive, their clothing line, actually rocking their stuff right now. We're going to do something with that because I want to make that big. I want people here to like it and actually understand, like, this is what we're doing with the music. We put messages in our music that's hopefully going to uplift, because that's what Chicago needs right now.
Exactly.
Something positive. And I also want, you know, my people from wherever they are in Europe, whatever country, you know, listening to, I want them to feel it, you know.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years, I feel like I'm gonna be traveling with my music, working with more. I would love to work with more international artists. You know, like I would love to work with big names like Pete Rock, DJ Premier, all the people that, inspire me when it comes to production and everything as well, Hopefully I'm learning my self-production so I can be, producing myself. But I would want to be working with them, doing more international things, doing more things here in Chicago, opening more doors up for artists in Chicago and anywhere throughout, the United States.
Welcome back to For the Artist. Today here with me is Kendra, and she owns KLT Art. How you doing today, Kendra?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm doing good today. So just tell how you got started with making art, especially the paintings that you brought today.
Well, everybody, like, on my father's side, they're artists. Like, my dad can draw, uncle can draw. One of my uncles, he does music, so I kind of get all my creative genes from that side of the family. So I kind of really started when I was, like, really younger. I was, like, drawing on the walls. My mom had to paint the whole wall because I was drawing murals and streets and all that stuff. So I started, like, probably around 3.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
What inspires you to actually, paint and stuff? Like, what do you get your inspiration from?
I think I get most of my inspiration from history, music, Black culture, because that's something I'm really into, knowing my culture and my history and things like that. So a lot of my artwork, it really reflects that.
Okay. Are you in school?
Yes.
What school do you go to?
UIC.
Okay. How do you like that so far?
I like it. I'm ready to get my degree, but I like it.
Are you minoring in anything or taking up something else besides art, or are you going specifically for art?
Well, I do my art on the side. When I first got to UIC, I was doing studio art.
Okay.
But I switched my major, so now I'm doing teaching history.
Do you have any upcoming projects besides this one? And can you actually explain this one first so we can just let the audience know?
Okay, so, well, this is the original one.
Okay.
So this is my ladies first collection. So basically, like, I do a lot of other artwork. So I also do hip hop music.
Right.
So as a female hip hop artist, I notice a lot that, when you watching these documentaries and you're reading about the history and the culture of hip hop, you don't see a lot of female MCs. Right. You might see Lauryn Hill, or you might see, Queen Latifah, but then you look at the guys, they're talking about KRS-One, Marley, all of them, from Brooklyn and Bronx and all that. They talking about all these people. They're not talking enough about the females. So that's really what inspired me to make it. And it's called the Ladies First Collection. And basically it's like paying homage to all the old school female MCs. Like you got Roxanne Shante, MC Light, Missy, Queen Latifah.
Let's have Love Me Some Missy. Okay, you sure what is the other ones too?
Okay. So these are the individual ones. So this one, Foxy.
Foxy Brown.
Yes.
Looking nice.
Look him.
Look that in the picture. That's a nice picture though.
Thank you.
And my favorite.
Lauryn Hill.
Yes, I love Lauryn Hill. Those are really nice.
Thank you so much.
So I mean, besides, and what about the other projects? Like you were telling me earlier, while you were doing that project, you actually had ideas for another one. I don't know if you want to say it right now, but do you want to give us a little bit about it?
Well, just a hint, because it's something I'm still thinking about. Most likely going to be something, like I said, Black culture, old school. I'm put it like that.
Okay.
And it has to do with music.
Okay, that's what's up. And what do you see yourself and your company, KLT Art, in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, I really want to take off, maybe own my own art gallery. Basically, I want to do my own history thing, doing the teaching, and also do all of my art, music, modeling, visual arts, just everything else I do. Just basically building my own brand. I want, my own, kind of like my own company. Yeah. Like, I don't really want to, I kind of want to be an independent artist. I don't really want to, sign to any labels or anything. I just want to do my own thing.
Because it'd be nice if you say you're a hip hop artist, you can have your music that actually match the art that you actually make. That'd be nice, especially in like a gallery or something. Right. As for modeling, can you tell us a little bit about that, and we'll kind of wrap it up.
Okay. So I started modeling fall of 2012. Okay. And like I said, I do a lot of other stuff. So when I was like in 3rd grade, I wanted to do fashion design, something I still kind of dabble in. Haven't been taking it serious as lately, but that's something I'm going to be doing in the future as well. Okay. But I also want to be a model. Growing up watching Tyra Banks on America's Next Top Model, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be like her. Because I wanted to model my own clothing. So it's kind of hard being a Black model in Chicago. I have the natural hair, and it's some.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
No problem.
Some kinky natural hair.
Okay.
And I'm not like 5'11" or like a size 2 or whatever. But I just want to teach young girls, especially young black girls, you don't have to look like the so-called industry standard, and you don't have to be the booty models either. You can still kill it.
And feel comfortable in your own
exactly.
skin.
Let me see. Lean Back. When I first heard Remy Ma verse, Lean Back, I was like, what, 12? I was rapping that, and I grew up, my mom didn't let us listen to rap music like that, so I was kind of listening to pop music, but I really started getting into hip-hop around 12, 13. Then Shauna, I was too young to be rapping some of her music, but her song Shake That, it came out like 2004. I was rapping out, I printed out the lyrics, and my mom started like, why are you rapping this, why are you singing this, and all that stuff. But that's when it started. And I was doing poetry also, so that's, I can't, kind of cross into that. So yeah.
That's nice. You say you are going to do something. Do you have any like mixtapes or anything that you're going to come out with, or are you just going to like keep it, how can I say this, kind of simple and independent? You just throw out songs every once in a while.
Yeah.
Or are you going to do it directly according to your art?
I'm going to be throwing out songs like randomly.
Okay.
Like that's something I need to really tighten up on, because I don't put out, like I said, I don't put out enough music like I should.
All right.
I have so much written stuff, but I'm not in the studio like I should be.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming through and
Thank you
doing
for
the interview.
having
Okay.
me.
Alrighty. All right. We'll be right back with more for the artists.